Tell us, how did you come with this idea to build a tiny house?
I would say it was her idea, and yeah, we were quite fast with our decision because
Very fast.
she was looking on eBay just for fun, actually, for tiny houses and trailers and all that stuff. And then we saw this half-built trailer on eBay, and then I didn't take it serious firstly, and then we went there and looked at it, and then we realized that they might sell it very fast, and then we decided within days,
Yeah.
let's give up the apartment, build that, and live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even building it was really fast too. We didn't spend any time actually planning really what we were going to do. We kind of just started to build and put things in as we went.
How much it was? Just a shell?
It was 12K, I think. Yeah. But we have to rip out some things because that frame was standing for a year there and they didn't continue building.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a little bit moldy.
Yeah, the
inside.
boards that they had on the inside we had to rip out, and the frame was still good.
Yeah.
And you brought it here right away, or?
We brought it here. We had it standing down at the street first before we brought it up around. That was a challenge to get it up here. Yeah. And that's why we decided to hook it up so that we can't move it around again, just because it's kind of a tricky spot.
Yeah.
And you had this plot already, right?
It belongs to his father.
Yeah.
And why didn't think just to build something bigger?
The financial situation didn't allow us to get a loan for a normal house or something. We have a fitness studio, and the last 2 years are not the best for us, and because of Corona. And yeah, we just like to be more and more independent, and with something like that, it will be paid off in, I don't know, 4 years or something like that, and then we're free and don't have to pay rent anymore. That wouldn't be possible with a normal house. And
we want it to be also a bit more also live a little bit more minimally. Like the apartment that we had was obviously a lot bigger than what we have now, but we didn't use half of it, so a lot of the space was just empty or storage. And we decided that it would be good for us to live in a house like this. Like we can do that, it wouldn't be a big change for us. So financially it's great, and we could save money and have a spot of our own, and we would really love having a big garden and be able to do stuff with it. So it just seemed to make sense for us.
So it was not so difficult to downsize if your apartment was half empty?
Yeah, no, it was.
It doesn't feel like downsizing because we have a toilet. It's all hooked up. We have a kitchen. The kitchen counter is actually a little bit longer than in our apartment. We just had a free room we didn't use. Yeah, we have everything, just less to clean.
Totally.
Some stuff to get rid of? No?
We did, of course. We got rid of stuff. Yeah, for sure. But
it was not difficult
to
decide what to let go.
We didn't have to throw anything out. She had 3 piles: the stuff that comes in the tiny house, the stuff she throws out, and the middle pile is still in our fitness studio stored.
Yeah,
so
we stored like some books and stuff that we don't have any space yet for shelving. So that we did keep, and like some photo albums and that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the most of it was just old shelving or random knickknacks that lay around that you don't need, right? So.
How was the building process? Did you do research how thick walls to build, or it was pre-made already probably?
It was already, most of it was already kind of given already, so we didn't have much of a, we couldn't change so much, otherwise we would have had to rip everything down again.
How the insulation came with it as well?
It was partially insulated, but we had to take that out again and put new insulation in, And they had like bigger windows cut out, and so we made certain things smaller, but most of it was already given. So yeah, we did research what we needed, and I think that if we had a bigger budget, we probably could have made things a little bit more professional for sure.
What would you change?
I would change the roof, because I find that like right now, like I think it looks cute.
Shape of the roof.
The shape of the roof. I would just make it square to have more room. That for sure. I would also change the. I think maybe like the insulation in the floor as well, because it gets pretty cold in the wintertime.
Yeah.
What do you have now?
It is
Schuttisolierung.
Yeah.
What is that in English? It's like little styrofoam pebbles that they put in there, and And
how thick is it?
Oh, it's quite thick actually, isn't it?
Yeah, the problem is they actually plan to have a gray water tank. Do you say that in English?
Gray water tank. Yeah.
In the frame, like, or
Yeah,
under
in the floor, and I think especially it's quite a big tank, and right there's actually almost no insulation, and I think that we at one point should put something on.
Yeah, so there's that
to
one
add.
spot that's not insulated. Yeah, because the tanks are still in the floor at the moment.
And the walls, how thick, they're
What is that?
10 centimeters.
10, yeah, 8 to 12. Yeah.
And it's enough.
Well, I mean, with our heater, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like in the summertime, it gets pretty hot. Like we have to make sure that like we have a fan up in our loft as well, and we would like to get a fan up in here, but we have the cooling system, which helps for sure. And in the wintertime, I think it was pretty warm in the winter actually. Like I was okay.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not big, and the AC and the heater, within 10 minutes, it's ice cold or hot like a sauna.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And you don't pay so much. I mean, it's electric. It's the most expensive way to heat, but not in such a tiny house.
Yeah. So as soon as it gets warm from the heater, then you're good.
What total square meters? Okay.
We're about 25, 26 square meters.
With the loft.
With the loft.
Yeah.
The same as ours.
Yeah.
I think you have the same trailer, 7.2 meters, no?
And it's 8 with the...
8?
Yeah, but the trailer is a little shorter.
So, yeah.
Oh, with triangle, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Triangle is 1.5 meter.
Yeah.
So it's the same trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. So the roof, floor, anything else you would do differently?
Bigger toilet.
Yeah, we put a pretty small toilet in.
Yeah, that is actually the only thing that bugs me a little. It's tiny.
You mean shower or
No,
just...
the toilet seat.
The
I have
toilet
to
bowl.
okay.
position myself quite perfectly.
Well, I decided to get... I ordered the toilet, and I wanted to get one that wasn't going to like stick halfway into the room because it's a small bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a shorter toilet, but it's not like a child's toilet, but it's shorter.
It feels like a child's toilet. For
But
me,
it
at
works.
least. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, there are some measurements that are very close. Like when I stay in the kitchen, I have this much room.
Yeah.
But if there would be more room, I would regret having less room in the loft, for example.
Yeah.
So the measurements, I think, I'm really happy.
How tall are you?
I'm 180, and I think it's 187. The shower is 178, so I can't stand tall. But it's not like I shower an hour or something. So I think even that is a good trade to have more space in the loft.
Yeah.
Just a toilet seat for me.
Yeah. No, I think, but otherwise we're very happy. Yeah. We still need to get the washing machine in here, and I'm looking forward to that because right now we just do our laundry at the studio.
Tell a bit about all this registration. Was it difficult with the county to explain them what is tiny house and how it all went through? Was there some restrictions, as you mentioned, for the roof and maybe insulation or something like that?
Well, like starting the process, we went directly to the mayor because he knows his father.
Okay.
And so we just thought, let's just use that, So we went and made an appointment with him and kind of showed him our plan, and he thought it was a really cool idea, and he said that he's totally on board and everything. And from what we know, if he's on board with the idea, then it'll go through. And everything. So that was the start of the process. And then after that, we had to get in touch with an architect, and he had to come by and draw everything up. And then basically he did the rest for us, which was really nice. We didn't have to do so much there.
So he did have to make a sketch.
Yeah, he had
and
to sketch
signed
it.
that kind of he made it. And
Yeah.
he accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
This kind of thing.
Yeah, but to be honest, it felt like the architect, that was his first tiny house, and also the apartment we had to deal with. It seemed like they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to compare it with a little trailer or with a house, because we wanted to hook up everything. So I think we were lucky that we are one of the first here, and they just thought, okay, well, we're gonna allow it because they were overwhelmed. I think
partially.
it was a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it all worked out in the end. So
Were there some difficulties? Like you mentioned about the roof, that was the must.
Yeah, I was nervous because the most nervous point was when it went through the how do you say it? Stadtratssitzung. It's when
the committee, the building committee, or not the building committee, but like the city council sat down and they have to discuss all the new building proposals, and they have to vote on if they go through and stuff. And so that was the one point where we were nervous if it was going to go through or not.
Because we did violate 3 rules. The roof. We actually built with the proper material, but the angle of the roof wasn't according to the rules in this area here. The size of the loft, actually, it should be smaller according to the rules, and the position of the tiny house wasn't perfectly parallel to 8 degrees less parallel than the street or something like that. So it was about 8 degrees. We violated something, and so that committee had to either allow it or not. And actually, then they did.
Okay. That's interesting. So, but you could move it a bit.
We didn't want to because
I understand, but
technically you could have.
Yeah.
It's like a thing with a tiny house.
We're on TV. We couldn't. There's no way.
If you're watching us, we couldn't.
No way. No, I think it's all through, so no one can do anything about it.
Was there something like how thick isolation has to be, but they didn't know, as you mentioned, to watch it as a trailer or as a house? And...
It depends on how to categorize the house. There are different kind of what's Antrag? Different kind of proposals, and depending on that kind, you have to stick to some rules or not. And I think it's about the square meter or the whole room. And when you stay underneath X, then you don't have to stick to a proper insulation.
Well, like here, I think if it's under 40 square meters, then it's considered like more of like I think like a garden shed kind of idea, right? And
but then you wouldn't be able to register.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It was something in between.
And so that's why they had an in-between thing. But because we were still under a certain size, we were able to get away with a few other things.
Okay. Yeah. So you would say it was easy?
I would say
if someone else in Germany is planning, go for it.
I guess it just depends on your Gemeinde. It depends on the community that you live
in.
The county,
We had some people asking us how we did it because they couldn't, because the mayor there.
The next village is over. They came to us and were like, "How'd you guys do it?" And
they didn't allow it there. It's all human.
Yeah,
I think it's very subjective.
Yeah, there are no proper rules right now.
Yeah. But there's communities that they're trying to build up in like Stuttgart and Freiburg and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Is there anything you could give as a tip for someone who starts this journey with what to start, and maybe what you would do?
Talk to people.
Done differently to make it easier, all the journey from the beginning.
Also, I think definitely talk to your city council members. Go there personally, talk to them. That really helped us. And to the building process, I would say, plan it properly, because like I said, we didn't really plan much, and I think that we lost a lot of possibilities in how to be more efficient with the space, right? So that's something I would definitely do. Spend a lot of time planning and figure out what you want. Yeah,
for me it's like more on the legal side of things. Make sure that no one else can screw your plans up. Because I'm not a professional in roofing. I almost did everything on the roof myself. It doesn't look nice, but it works. And with the siding and a little bit of plumbing, a little bit of electricity, I think you can learn that on YouTube for free if you want to. Yeah. So if you have money and hire people, or you do it yourself, I think everybody can do it. I think it's a matter of passion. If you want to do it, you can do it. If the city council allows it, so talk to them. Make sure that you don't work for nothing in the end. Yeah.
But from other hand, if you would do that, probably you wouldn't build it, because you were not sure in many things. Like if you pass it through.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Well, we risked it too, though. Like we didn't have the approval yet when we built it, right?
But it didn't feel good.
No, it was like 8
Yeah.
months of
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Praying.
yeah,
Yeah.
praying and hoping that it goes through. But
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, we thought, if it doesn't, then okay, then either you sell it or you made an experience and you learn from it, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you lose really, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it was still nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
for sure.
Maybe have a plan B.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Yeah. Plan B. How it's working so far for you? It's exactly how you imagine it. Tiny living.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, now it's getting really exciting for me because, like, this is the first full summer that we're going to be living here, or that we'll get here, and I get to do all my stuff outside in the garden too, which is, I was just saying before that we really want to build up kind of a bit of a self-sustainable lifestyle in regards to growing your own food and maybe having chickens and, kind of building on a small scale, having like self-sustainability. So that's what I'm really looking forward to now.
Tiny living change your lifestyle? How you used to live before? Talking about the gardening,
Yeah.
for example, and
For me personally, yeah. I think that tiny living, it's on different levels, I guess. I mean, like, just living in a small space together, that was already a difference. I mean, of course, we work together, we live together, we basically do everything together. But living on such a small space and living on top of each other, like that was a learning curve for sure. And we learned it changed our relationship as well in a good way, I would say, where we got to be a lot more honest with each other about things. And also having personal space and being honest about when you need your own personal space. So that was an aspect of tiny living that changed. And the fact that we built it ourselves, I think, was a big deal for me because we created something together, and living in something that you created is just a really great feeling. And yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything that changed for you?
I feel like I didn't have any expectations because within a few days we decided to have a tiny house, and then the pressure was on for me to build everything and all that stuff. And when we started living here, I just started appreciating. I can do whatever I want on Sundays without the neighbor bugging me because I'm too loud or something. Or when I lay on the couch and look up in the tree, or when I lay in bed and I can let my head hang out of the window and feel the wind and stuff like that. I just appreciate more and more, or not having a landlord. We had great landlords, but still it feels like you can't touch anything, and if there's a scratch in the wall, you have to pay for that and all that stuff. And here it's not like I want to wreck everything on purpose, but no one can tell me what to do. It's just
a sense of freedom.
Totally.
For sure. And in an area that is also so expensive to live, like it's really difficult to just buy a house without having $500,000 that you owe, you know. So living small like this is totally worth it, to not be financially bound and to not rely on other people. We're like constant freedom searchers. We want to be able to be alone and self-sustainable and all that stuff at some point in time. So this is kind of the first step in that direction.
Want to talk a bit what you do for a living?
We have a fitness studio, a CrossFit studio, and we started 5 years ago. And now we are slowly, we can pull out a little bit because we have great coaches now, and that means we can focus more on the tiny house and soon having chickens and having rabbits and all that stuff. So I think this is it's amazing to have your own studio. It's the people that show up, they are here because they want to. It's not like they go to an apartment and want a document and they're pissy and all that stuff. We've just happy people there. That's cool. But if it feels like we want so much in life, we want to be free and independent, and I want to at one point get up and decide when I'm up what to do. So
Right.
Even though it's a cool. It's a hard but cool business we're in, especially the last 2 years where...
we kind of lost the last 2 years a bit with growth, which was really difficult because when the lockdowns came, we were at a point where it was like, oh yeah, now we can really like build, right?
Mm.
And then we were like closed almost for 2 years.
Well, if you made it through now, so
We
you
made
are
it through.
good.
Yeah, exactly. So we stood the ultimate test.
Right.
Yeah. There is something the government supported all the companies financially, and there's a chance that they want that back, that money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't say that before. They said you can keep everything for the media. It sounds just better, but we are not 100% sure if we have to pay it back or not.
Yeah.
So we have to hustle now, just in case.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, by the way.
Are you documenting about your tiny house on blog or
No,
on Instagram
not
all
yet.
the process?
Not completely. Like I started the Instagram page not even that long ago, really, and I just thought I'm just gonna start posting stuff and without a big plan because our main focus is building up the business at the moment, and so I just didn't have any capacities for that.
Yeah.
But I think that would be something that I would like to do at some point, especially when we start being like having more of a plan of how to be more self-sustainable and to also maybe pursue that also through the Instagram channel. I think that would be fun. Yeah.
What is your handle?
Handle is my name or yeah.
On
Nice.
Instagram.
Nice and tiny.
Nice and tiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So thank you for the chat, for showing your tiny house.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks that
Yeah,
you're
it's
here,
really
guys.
cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Cold is the water. It freezes your already cold mind. Already cold, cold mind. Death is at your doorstep, and it will steal your innocence. It will not steal your substance. You are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. As brothers we will stand and we'll hold your hand. Hold your hand. You are the mother of your baby child, the one to whom you gave life. You have your choices. These are what make man great. His ladder to the stars. You are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. As brothers we will stand and we'll hold your